Hey, it's Kat, and I'm back with another card tutorial for you today. So for this card, I designed it as I'm part of the Colored Air design team, and we had color challenge number 559, which was, or still is, an inspirational photo. And in this photo, it appears to me to be a very colorful dandelions. And so I pulled out a retired stamp set that I have called Dandelion Wishes. And I really love the stamp set. And so I have hung on to it and basically pulled out 3 colors that I saw in the photograph for my dandelions. So I'm starting here with the Seedless Preserves, which is an oxide, distressed oxide ink, which means that it's kind of tacky and it's similar to pigment inks. So that gives me the ability to emboss it. And so I just add some clear embossing powder, and I'm going to use my heat tool and get it to set. And what it does is it creates a very kind of a more of a shiny texture to it, which I think kind of adds a little something to your card. You can kind of see how it darkens. It's hard to see in the video, the shininess, but that's what it's doing. And so I started by just adding the 3 colors, primary colors I was using. So I'm using my chamois to clean off between, and then I'm trying to keep my fingers clean because I keep tending to put smudge marks all over. But I then use a little bit of Post-it tape, and basically I'm using that as just a mask, and just because I don't want the stem to get stamped. So I am only working with the dandelion part itself. So I remove that little bit of Post-it tape before I put it on, stamp it, and I'm also cleaning the edges of the block that may have some extra ink. And then I'm going to line this up and kind of have it so it's close to the Seedless Preserves. Now this one, this color is Spice Marmalade. And again, I'm going to use my clear embossing powder and emboss this color as well. And you can kind of see the transition. The embossing powder appears to be white, and as you heat it, it will start to darken and kind of get that shiny surface. But again, it is very hard to see that in the videos, but trust me, it is there. And I really do like this effect because it does really give the texture, as I said before. So I'm just going to go ahead and get that one. You can heat set from the back and also from the front. I'm doing it on the back just so that you can see better. So again, I'm going to use my chamois. I'm going to clean off the Spice Marmalade from that. And then I'm going to switch and go to the bluish color, which is Mermaid Lagoon. And again, I'm using the Post-it tape just to kind of cover up that stem. And I will keep repeating this process, adding the different colors. Okay, now that I have my 3 primary colors on, I wanted to add a couple more of these dandelions kind of so that they look like they're kind of stacked. So I had stamped off on a scratch piece of paper and kind of fussy cut out 2 of the dandelions so I could use them as a mask as well. And that way it allows you to stamp the image and really have it so it blends in, looking like it's kind of, tucked away behind the other flowers without having it really interfere or overlap. So I'm using the Seedless Preserves again to stamp this one here. And you can see how it kind of nicely nestles into those others. And I'll do that for the next one, which I will repeat with the Spice Marmalade. So now I have all 5 stamps. I decided I would do the sentiment on black cardstock. I'm just using an anti-static pouch just to kind of help cut down on the, because I'm going to use white embossing powder from excess white embossing powder sticking to the black cardstock. So I'm using the sentiments that came with the stamp set that says birthday wishes. So I stamped those on using white pigment ink. And then to make it really pop, I'm using actually white embossing powder. So I am, I'm going to sprinkle that on. Sorry, it's out of the camera frame, but I'm just, kind of scooping some up and kind of having it coat. You can see there's the white embossing powder there. And sometimes it doesn't always stick the first time, so I just do it. Then I tap off the excess. And you can use like a little brush if you have a few stray pieces of the embossing powder. And then again, it's using the heating tool just to kind of create that glossy look to it. So it will slowly change. It's hard. It doesn't show up on this video that well. So, and then with this birthday, I'm going to fussy cut it out and add that as a layer to my card. Okay, so I'm just kind of seeing where I want to place that. And then my next step I'm going to do is I decided I would just draw my stems on using my Copic marker. And so I'm just kind of adding those stems on there. The nice thing is it will kind of go behind, it kind of look like it goes behind the stamped images since it's now embossed. And then I just added a couple leaves. And this is just, done freehand. It, certainly could have used the stem of the stamp set, but I decided that I would get a little bit more of the look I was going for with that matches sort of the image. And so I'm going to then, seeing where that is. Now, I do need to cut down this cardstock, the original one, because it's basically, I decided I wanted to mat it. So I'm just kind of trimming off like an 1/8 of an inch all the way around so that it becomes a 4 by 5 1/4. And I'm just kind of ballparking where I want to trim it. So this trimmer is great because it's for small things. And then, so anyway, I've already cut and that card base is the 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. And so I'm just matting that on. It's Capri cardstock. And then I'm just going to attach that to the Close to My Heart card bases, which I find are super handy to have. That way I don't have to cut any more cardstock or score. And they come with the matching envelopes. Now I'm going to glue down that birthday wishes using glitter art glue. And sometimes with this nozzle, it gets a little jammed. But it just takes a little bit, which is nice, and it does dry pretty quickly. So once I get that in place, the next step is I'm going to add a few of the gold glitter gems and add those into the flowers and also around on the background too, just to add a little extra interest. So I'm just using a tweezers to kind of help pull that off the sticker sheet. These do have adhesive on them, so it makes it nice that you just can place it down. And that's pretty much all I did for this card. It was pretty simple and fun to create. I hope you enjoyed watching and learned some new techniques. Please be sure to hit that subscribe button and subscribe to my channel so that you won't miss out on tutorials. So thanks for watching and have a fabulous day.